Hey friends, this is Dee-man Johnson III, and today we're going to talk about Before the 90 Days, Season 7, Episode 4, and we're going to start off by talking about our favorite man in a wheelchair. Who could that be other than Brian and Ingrid?
Last night we did not have sex.
I wonder why she didn't have sex. It couldn't be that she wasn't turned on because you were talking about your catheter, and then she didn't want to wake up with that stuck in her. And this made me wonder a few things, and it's so gross. Like, does he just like... He can't control his piss, I guess. So if they're having sex, does he need the catheter in, or is it out and there's a chance that he could just pee everywhere when they're doing it? This has been a question that I really wanted to know. I guess we'll never find out. I'm just gonna stand by the thought that if they do have sex, he just pisses all over everything, and that's why he says they need to keep an open mind about this.
Quantos anos seu pai tem?
Meu pai tem 54.
Meu idade, meu. Que isso?
Hã?
Okay, you know for a fact on his profile it said that he was 45. You know he told her that he was 45. I don't doubt it at all. And then later he's saying, oh, well, you know, I'm not ashamed of my age. And then he calls her crazy.
Calma aí, calma.
Não, você tá com 45, meu.
Tá louca?
You gaslighting son of a wheelchair bitch! How dare you! You don't call Ingrid that! You son of a bitch, you sit down and stay sitting down because you can't get up. I'm going to talk to you about a few things and how to talk to women. You don't call them crazy after they bring up the thing that you said that was wrong and a lie, you know?
Brian, você sempre falou pra mim que era 45. Então
Menina,
você
já
mentiu
tá...
a sua idade pra mim.
And look at his face. Look how he's doing that. Ugh. He's rolling his eyes. He's completely ignoring her. He doesn't respect Ingrid. He doesn't even respect her enough to tell her the truth. And then later he's like, I'm not ashamed about my age. Sure, you're not ashamed about your age. That's why you said you were 45. I 100% believe her. What about you guys? If you guys believe her, write down in the comments. Let me know. Yeah, I did it. I'm always bad at telling people to write a comment. I finally did it, and it feels so good. Watch my next few videos, and I'll forget all about mentioning that.
E sobre as ajudas que ele precisa, ele disse que não precisava e...
Of course he lied to you and said that he was independent. Well, who even knows about that though? I mean, I understand about the foot pedals because he's got them floppy fish hands and he can't, you know, grip anything. I completely understand about you putting those in the car and him not being able to do that. But everything else he asked of you, I'm pretty sure he can do it. I'm pretty sure he can take his pants off. We see him get in his swimming trunks later and putting on clothes. So of course he can undress himself. Of course he can take a shower. So he just lies a lot. He acts like a big ass bitch. And then he says, some women can't handle the chair. No, dude, they can't handle you and you're lying.
Fico com medo do que vai sair da boca dele da próxima vez.
I got this to say next. I can actually walk. But my kink is getting sympathy and getting other people to help me out. And don't you dare kink shame me. If you kink shame me, Ingrid, I'll fucking send you right back to your country. This is my country, Brian. Whatever.
Tinha sempre na cabeça que era 45 anos, Brian.
And now we see them argue more about the age. And the weird thing is, he's like, I told you you're my daughter's age. And she's like, well, I never thought to do the math. And now that I'm doing the math, hold up. He's 51, right? She's 35. So if his daughter's as old as her, then was he 16 when he had a kid? Am I getting that right? Or is my math all fucked up because I got GED? I don't know. You tell me. Maybe she's not 35. She might be 31. If she's 31, then yeah, I guess it checks out. They'd be not a fucking child having a kid. But I wouldn't put it past Brian to be a little kid giving out kids, you know? It looks like that's the type of piece of shit person he is. He's like, I know that my parents will have to take care of this child if I have one at the age of 16. But him. I'ma do my drugs. I'ma have children, and my parents, there ain't a goddamn thing they can do about it but watch. And now they gotta wipe his ass.
But either way, I don't think 5 years is a big difference. I mean, for me, age is just a number.
And legs are just a way of transportation.
Tem uma caixa de cerveja cada dia e 3 gramas de cocaína na mesa.
Finally, he comes clean. He tells her how he did drugs and he sold drugs, and he was talking about, oh, I drink beer, I have Coke, and I do all this, and she's horrified. Just look at her face. She's just like, what the I think in their culture, drug addicts, they just look down on them. Like, they're the lowest of the low. And drug dealers, yeah, I'm not 100% sure, because I thought Brazil had the good cocaine. Maybe that's why Brian's there. He's like, I'm here for 2 reasons. I'm here to get a caretaker, and I'm here for that good old Brazilian cocaine. Now, chop up the lines with my fish hands, and let's do some. Hell yeah. What a badass.
But I was making money. More money than all of them put together.
Congrats on all the money you made. I hope it takes you far.
You become that guy, right? The drug dealer guy, the popular guy, and then you like that lifestyle.
I like how he's talking about this like he's hyping himself up, like he's super proud of all these moments. Dude, you were just living in a shithole in Chicago selling drugs and just being a dumbass. That's all you were doing. You weren't this mighty, I mean, maybe you were this mighty drug pin. And if you were, I'd still say you were just probably in some shithole apartment selling drugs like a dumbass. Either way, this guy's a dumbass.
Eu tava estacionando o carro, tinha 2 homens do lado, ficou e chegou. Quem chegou tinha arma na mão.
The wife set this all up and got him shot. That's how he became a paraplegic. Or is that where you don't use arms and legs, or is he just paralyzed? It's one or the other. I mean, I know that I saw the Monkey Shines movie. That's about paraplegic, and the dude has a little thing where he uses his mouth on to move, and then a monkey helps him out. But that monkey's crazy. Ooh, Brian should get a monkey to help him out. And then the monkey can be crazy. And then we can see either Brian do this. But I don't think Brian's gonna do that. I think Brian's gonna be a little bitch, and he's gonna actually get dealt with by the monkey. He's gonna have to start spanking that monkey.
Gente, quem é que me garante se esse homem não vai, se essa mulher não vai usar cocaína daqui pra frente depois que casar comigo? Não.
Ingrid.
So, I mean, everybody has a past, and I'm not ashamed of mine.
Well, obviously you're ashamed of your past since you didn't tell her. I mean, who are you trying to trick? I think you're trying to trick yourself, or you're trying to look good in front of the cameraman. I'm not ashamed of who I am or what my past is, but I'm just not gonna tell my significant other about my past or anything about my drug usage, because I'm so not ashamed of it. It's just, I don't even think about it. It was a huge part of my life. And you know, I'm not ashamed of it. I'll just never mention it, ever.
Maybe you're not selling drugs now because you're not walking. That's up.
Now we watch Brian go on a dry attic rant. Just blah, 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 blah. Woe is me. This makes me angry. Who does something like that? Who talks to somebody for 2 years and lies the entire time and then shows up and expects everything to be all hunky-dory whenever it's proven that you're lying time and time again? And yes, I said honky-dory or hunky-dory or where the hell, Dora the Explorer. In case you can't tell, I have ADD.
You were a drug dealer before. You can revert back to that like tomorrow.
He says he's angry, but he's only angry because he knows it's true. 100%. Do you think if this guy was up and walking that would have just been the end of his drug usage? I personally do not. I think he would have kept using drugs, but you know, everybody's capable of change. And maybe putting him in the situation caused him to turn into a dry addict. You can tell this guy, he's got something wrong. He's got a lot of hate in his heart. He tries to mask it by saying, no, I'm this happy-go-lucky guy. Let me jump on your back and I can ride you like Yoda. See, I'm making fun of my disability. It's fine. I'm okay with it. It's the worst thing that has ever happened. If only I could sing, I'd break out into like a sad song.
E eu acredito que ele fez estrategicamente assim. Porque se eu falar antes, ela não vai me dar nem a chance de conhecer ela.
Exactly. Brian, Ingrid is not an idiot. Even though you think she is not. This is a smart lady. She knows that you didn't tell her shit. She knows you didn't tell her shit. Because she would have never dated you. That's it. That's it. And you know it. She knows it. We know it. Everybody knows it. And don't ask me how Brian got in that pool. It was hilarious. He fucking flopped into that shit like a fish himself. Oh my God. Ah, yeah, that was hilarious. I remember I saw it and I'm like, oh, you know how whenever like you go into a pool and you gotta like test it, like you put a leg in and you're like, ooh, that's cold. I gotta slowly get in. Not Brian. He does the full, let's splash this bitch and just jump on in. God, Brian. He thinks everybody's going after him, but nobody's going after. I mean, we are, but it's because of you. It's because of you and your actions and your lying. If you wouldn't have lied, nobody would go after you at all. You're a piece of shit, Brian. I called it. You're going to continue to be a piece of shit. Maybe some people can't see it yet, but they will. Trust me. Anyway, that was Brian. We got to see more of Brian doing Brian things, living through life, just willing past here and there. We don't give a shit about Brian, never will. Ingrid, I'm sorry you have to deal with this jackass. Hopefully now, whenever somebody says they're in a wheelchair, you won't feel sorry for them just because they're in a wheelchair. Because deep down, people are people, and no matter what, you'd still be a piece of shit in a wheelchair. You're just going a lot slower than somebody who can walk. That's it. Anyway, guys, it's Dee-man Johnson III, and I'm here to tell you that I'm proud of you and you're doing a great job, so always keep it up. You guys are awesome. I'm so glad y'all are tuning in day after day, or maybe you're not. Maybe this is your first time watching. If you got this far in the video, however, that means that you saw something you liked. So please just give us a subscribe. Give us a man, why can't I say? Give us a subscription. Is that how you say it? Maybe it's my mouth. This is the second time I'm recording this all because the camera, the footage got messed up, so I'm having to re-record everything. It's weird though, because everything I'm saying is completely different than the first recording, and I don't know which one's actually better. This one is like my 4th time watching this, while the other one was my 3rd time watching it. So maybe it's getting better, who knows? And in the end, who cares except for me when I lost that footage? God dang it! I'm still not over it.